Welcome to the Two Dudes Reviews podcast. Today, talking to the one and only Dorothy on her new album called 28 Days in the Valley. It's Two Dudes Reviews.
Cool, thanks, Shane.
I like this shirt. In fact, the next Two Dudes shirt we're going to do is going to look just like that, but it's going to stay, instead of hashtag Let's Be Emo, it's going to say hashtag Two Dudes Reviews.
Right.
Yeah,
But
my two best friends work at Pandora, and they have a whole Instagram where they meet up every time they bring in artists such as Dorothy. They'll do emo, like old school emo poses, just like the...
Nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
The hair.
Right. Yeah, the hair swoop and everything.
There.
I'm getting out of here.
I don't think I could do the hair thing. I have a 5 head.
I don't know. Hey, by the way, it's Andy and Jay from Two Dudes Reviews, and this is Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Looking as hot as ever. By the way, congratulations on Flawless. You're looking flawless today. I'm having kind of a fat day for whatever reason. They say the camera adds 20 pounds. I've got yoga practice here.
No, it's not the camera. It's
Shut
the
up, Andy.
booze and the food and the Two Dudes lifestyle.
Fucking Andy.
Tacos? Anyone? Let's go for tacos.
Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday.
It is.
I'm down for that.
Hey, so Dorothy, 2014, Rolling Stone magazine told me that you were the one artist that I needed to know about. Here we are 4 years later, and I bet you still don't know my middle name.
I don't know your middle name. What is it?
Damn it. Stephen, my biological name is Francisco Javier Oliveira. But you stop it. We're the ones doing the interview here.
Oh, I don't have a middle name, so consider yourself lucky.
So, but Dorothy Martin is your last name, yes?
Yes.
Okay. 2014, back when Rolling Stone was going all goo goo gaga, there were other members in the band, and then if you're doing a little bit of research on Wikipedia, which sometimes that can be good and sometimes it can be BS, right? But new members in the band, what has that done to kind of change the sound of what you're doing today, circa 2018?
Oh, well, a lot. Everybody plays differently, and but the members were sort of a result of where we wanted to take the sound to begin with. So because I started working with Linda Perry on this record, she was kind of like, you know what, I think I have the perfect guys for this. And it just so happens that, Elliot Larango's playing bass, and we've stayed in touch over the years, and he's a really good friend of mine, and he was my original bass player in the very, very beginning stages of this project. So really happy to have him back. But yeah, it's an evolution just like anything. I started this band, I want to say like 4 years ago without a super clear vision other than I really wanted to play rock and roll, and I really wanted to sing and be a songwriter and be really hands-on. So it kind of grew from there, and sometimes you can't really predict the path you're going to take in life. It kind of just sweeps you along. And if you had asked me 4 years ago, that if you had told me you're going to be working with Linda Perry on this record,
Like,
I was like, whatever you're smoking, give me some of that. So it went in a direction I really love. I love everything I've done, and I love the sound that we have now. And we decided to get to my roots. I'm a California girl. I was born in Eastern Europe, but I grew up near Carlsbad and Encinitas and Oceanside, and I was at the beach all the time. I was always like rifling through the used CDs and the used vinyls at the beach record stores, down there, and eating tacos at the taco stands. And
this at Pizza Port.
Oh my God, my first boyfriend worked at Pizza Port.
Oh, no way. Love Pizza Port.
He was like some surfer guy and worked at Pizza Port. So yeah, this sound, the members were a result of what the vision, we kind of just brainstormed this vision, and we're like, we're in California, but it's technically the desert, and people go out to Coachella and drop acid and do all these drugs, and, the psychedelic scene is really cool, and, I love Led Zeppelin, and I just love so many different forms of rock and just music in general. So we're like, it doesn't matter what type of rock we're playing, let's take a risk on this album and kind of soften it up a bit, show another side of me, get down, let me get really personal with my songwriting, tell some stories, and, this is what happened. We got 28 Days in the Valley. It's sexier. It's not sexier. It's sexy in a different way, and it's softer and more feminine in a different way. Before it was like Rock is Dead was very aggressive, and that's cool too.
I was going to say, like, After Midnight was AC/DC meets Black Sabbath, and I've heard you mention digging Black Sabbath and Metallica in other interviews and stuff. And then this is, to me, kind of Janis Joplin meets Queens of the Stone Age with a little Sheryl Crow thrown in there for good measure. So the shift was kind of, it was a conscious decision there, which is very cool.
Yeah. I love Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac. I grew up on a lot of folk music, Bob Dylan, and, the Carpenters and Peter, Paul and Mary, Simon and Garfunkel, and just have tons of these records from my dad, Joan Baez. So I feel like subconsciously some of those influences kind of crept out in my vocals. And I think that, every album can be a risk and you can evolve as an artist, and that's totally what music's about.
I was listening to the other day, and I heard a little Joan Osborne in there. Is she an influence at all?
No, not really. No.
It's just I'm watching a video. I was watching a video on YouTube because, again, it's funny. We didn't get an advance copy of this, so I'm like, okay, where can I go listen to Dorothy and really kind of get it right? And I got the new album on Amazon. I heard it's on my playlist on Amazon now, and then I always like to look at live performances on YouTube to see kind of what you're about when you're performing, because you were here a couple of weeks ago and we missed it.
Well, no, I told you about the gig, and you're
whatever.
like, Dorothy, who's Dorothy?
Dude.
And I'm like,
no
dude,
way.
It's going to be an amazing show, but it was a
You didn't tell
Wednesday.
me
I'm up
anything
at 3
about
o'clock in the morning. I do a morning show. We have jobs, man. It's not like I'm 22 anymore and I can go out and rage until 2 a.m. and be at the office at 4 and still be conscious.
Could if you drank Warrior Roasters coffee.
Shut up. Him and his blatant schlepping of his coffee. By the way, warriorroasters.com if you're into coffee.
Yeah. You want to send me some? Because I'm an avid coffee drinker.
Send me an email.
In fact, yes, we do have an idea for you. That's a totally different business
Totally different thing. But yes, go to the website and send me an email.
So listen, I swear to God, I'm not trying to objectify you. Your lips today are not the typical bright fucking red that I've seen before.
That's your thing.
I was going to ask, do you have your own line of red lipstick?
I don't. I did a collaboration with Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics, which was a vegan, cruelty-free makeup line out of New York. Back, it's like a little collaboration we did during the Rock is Dead era. I don't really have an interest in creating a makeup line or anything like that. I commend the girls out there that are doing it and probably raking in millions of dollars doing it. It's just not a passion of mine, and I'm going to do what, I'm going to stay true to myself and what I want to do. And right now, that's, in the entertainment industry, that's, right.
Do you have a signature color?
No, I've kind of gone a little more natural. I'm actually like a very low maintenance person to begin with. So like if I have to, so we're on tour and I do my makeup for stage, and right after it comes right off and I go to bed. I go to sleep in my bunk. I take my makeup off. I get in my pajamas and chill out and watch Rick and Morty with the band.
That's cool.
Nice.
I like that. Again, not to objectify you, but you do have spectacular lips. What if feel free to objectify us. What's the best look on a man? T-shirt and jeans, or do you like the sport coat and button-down shirt look, or the golf shirt look?
The best look on a man is someone who is centered and spiritual and kind, and knows where they're at in life, and is of service to the world and has something to offer, and isn't a shallow piece of garbage.
So you would dig hanging out of the nude beach with all the Tahoe hippies with all of us.
I was going to say you live in L.A. I don't think it gets. I'm sure there are wonderful people, but the perception of L.A. is definitely that shallow.
You gotta look for them. There's a lot of. L.A. is its own planet. It's kind of like everyone's here for themselves and racing around, and people can be very rude here. In the communities that I'm in, I have found I used to be part of all of that, and it's sad and it's depressing, and it's a hard city to kind of, because it's not really a city. Everything's spread out and it's a bunch of small cities. So in the music community, I have found the people I hang out with are really good people, really, really just good stand-up people. And, some of the other friends I have, it took a long 10 years to find them.
Now, even though you say all of the spiritual stuff, and I'm getting ready to go out and do my Power of Vinyasa, I'm got my fingers crossed that I'm correct here. Even though you're all hip and stuff, I bet that you would go for like chicken fried steak and eggs with a pancake over granola and melon balls like this jackass likes to eat. Am I right?
Excuse me? Granola and melon balls? No, chicken fried steak.
That bet, sir.
What's that?
You would lose that bet. That sounds disgusting.
Damn it. Well, then I guess my next question about if we're hanging out at the bar, what kind of are we shooting the whiskey? Are we shooting tequila? Or are we sticking to water? I'm probably throwing out of that line too.
I know.
Something tells me you like to have a whiskey on occasion.
If you were talking to Rock and Dead, Dorothy, yes, but I actually don't drink anymore.
Oh.
Wow.
I had to break up with whiskey. I had to break up with it. And I feel much more clear-headed, and I'm more productive. I'm more patient. It's my drinking days are hopefully over. But please don't hold back on my account. I love to live vicariously. In fact, I will go out of my way to get my band members drunk on purpose. You guys did great tonight. Let me buy you a drink. Like, I'll go out of my way to just because they can handle it. I cannot handle it, but I'm fine with having the soda water.
So you're the designated driver? That's
no.
Good. No. Oh wait.
The bus driver is.
Okay, so the chicken fried steak and eggs thing is gross. You'd
that
stick
totally kills the question I had.
I would prefer a kale smoothie. That is so LA of me. But you know what? I've just learned to take care of my body. It's like I want to be touring for the next 10 years, and I'm not 21. I'm not 16. I'm a grown-up woman, so I take care of myself now, and I drink a lot of water, kale smoothie, and I'll have like a nice Stumptown latte or what's the coffee company?
There you go, Warrior Roasters.
There you go. So,
Warrior Roasters latte.
Next time you're in Reno, and we are going to get you back here soon. We're going to have a little shindig, a barbecue over here at Andy's place. We're going to get around campfire and sing Kumbaya or something crazy like that. We'll have some listeners over or whatever. What are we throwing on the grill for you?
Vegetables.
Okay.
Veggies.
Veggie stuff.
Great
Perfect.
portobello mushroom.
Yeah.
What do you think? Portobello on the grill?
Yeah. I was actually taking kickboxing and martial arts training from this teacher when I was staying here in Los Angeles before we left for tour. And I told him, I don't like to eat meat. What do I do? And he's like, eat mushrooms. Like, eat a bunch of mushrooms. It's good for you.
Yep.
True. Well, congratulations again on the song "Flawless." It a little bit reminds me of the band Dead Sarah. Are you familiar with them? Do you remember when that?
Yes. Okay. Love Dead Sarah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad you know those chicks. The chorus, infectious, poised to be a big hit for you. What does the spring and summer look like as far as touring around this single? Because and it's bizarre to have a song at your level, because I know you've been doing this for a little while, that is doing kind of on an independent basis as well as the song is doing. You guys are top 30 now, yeah?
I am always the last to know. I heard we might be breaking top 20 next week.
It's doing very, very well.
I dig it.
And that's all thanks to guys like you, and we really appreciate it. I mean, touring-wise, we're playing Arroyo Seco weekend. That's out in Pasadena, and then we are doing a radio tour, so it'll be acoustic, and I think we are starting up and down the West Coast, so probably San Diego to Seattle. Hopefully we'll be able to come through Reno.
Cool, make sure you come to Reno.
Yeah, I'll definitely check on that. And then we have some offers. Europe wants to bring us over. We have some bands that would love for us to, go on tour with them. I don't want to say who yet because obviously, we haven't signed off on anything, but
you did tour with Hailstorm way back when, and I know Hailstorm, they're getting ready to come out with a new record, so that would make a hell of a lot of sense. Now, did Lizzie make any pants for you?
Did she make pants?
Yeah.
She makes pants?
Oh, dude. Why did I forget to bring my pants that Lizzie made for me? I've got a
Lizzie,
pair of
how did
Lizzie-
you not tell me you make pants?
well, you're gonna have to ask her next time. She gets really bored on the tour bus and makes all the clothing for the band. Ask her about it next time.
Oh my gosh, she is so creative. She makes her own deodorant. She makes like her own soap, and it smells so good. I don't know. She's just like one of those really creative. She can make anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some pants.
I'll have
Lizzie's going to be, Jave, what'd you do to me?
we'll become friends on Facebook. I'll send you a picture of the pants, and you can spec it out if you want.
Okay.
Oh man!
If you could tour with anyone, who would you tour with?
Florence and the Machine.
Oh, very
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
I think you would. I think you'd win in a knife fight against Florence and the Machine. You're kind of a badass.
I don't know. She's just like this fire woman. She's like this fire goddess. That red hair, and she's just like tall, and I wouldn't even want to fight Florence in a knife fight. I'd be like, let's write an album instead and call it a day.
All right, one last question for you, Dorothy, and then I'll let you go because I know you got other stuff going on. Flawless. What is your biggest flaw? Andy, how about you first?
My love of red meat.
Oh, I wouldn't.
My inability to say no to a glass of whiskey. Oh, there's all kinds of flaws.
Yeah, I tend to get really wrapped up in myself and really impatient. And that can in turn make me a little selfish. So I try to be aware of that and stay grounded and realize that, it's not all about me and other people, I try to be helpful to other people, and it kind of tends to counteract that behavior.
Dorothy, I love you and I love your talent. Not to be creeping on you, but I can't wait to see you here in Reno sometime or sometime out on the road. Congratulations on everything, and thanks for taking the time out to talk to us two idiots.
Thank you. Go get 28 Days in the Valley. It's out now.
Fantastic. Thanks, Dorothy.
So now what do? Hang up?